Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy live on the WHS Network on YouTube.com here this evening with Raider basketball as the 5-2 Frankton Eagles come here to Raider Gymnasium to take on your 6-1 Wapahani Raiders. Glad to have all you with us here again from beautiful Raider Gymnasium here in Selma, Indiana. As we'll get right into things here with our Raiders Live pregame edition presented by the Muncie Dragway. Wapahani, so far so good here on the season. 6-1 start to the year. They've majority had close games here throughout the season to this point. They've got a couple of victories on Friday and Saturday night. Two very challenging teams. Friday night we took on Westdale, in which the Raiders were able to win that one in close one by 1 point, 63-62, and then the very next night, last Saturday, just a few days ago, we took on Alexandria and another close one in which the Raiders won that one by a final score of 63-60. So a pair of very close games, and roughly about 5 out of the 7 games we played so far have been very, very close games. You know, really talking 5 points or less from the outcome. So, that's nice from the standpoint of, it shows that your team can find a way to pull it out. But then the bad thing is that, those are probably some games, especially the Alexandria game. If we could have done it over again, I'm sure there's probably some things that we possibly could have done a little bit differently there. Really, through the first 3.5 quarters, Wapahani was, on all cylinders all game long. Knocking down shots offensively. He was very aggressive, taking the ball to the basket. Defensively, creating turnovers, deflecting passes, contesting shots really well. And free throws, we was doing pretty good at as well. Then about the last quarter and a half, things kind of went off the rails for us. But the main thing is that we got the win. At the end of the day, that's why you play. You play to win games, and that's exactly what we did. And this it's definitely going to be a tough task here tonight. Frankton and Wapahani, when these two teams get together, it's always a battle, just like what us and LaPel are able to bring to the table. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a hard-fought, physical game. And it's probably going to be a battle of runs as well. Frankton, they always seem to put a great team out there. Wapahani, right there in that same category. Now it's just, I guess somewhat the rivalry has somewhat changed a little bit as the years have went along, but still at the same time, both teams obviously want to win, and this is a game that's always circled on the calendar. And Wapahani, like I said, the way that they've been playing, we've been playing some good basketball, but now we just got to come out here and focus on not only doing the things you do correctly, but also being able to just play a full 32 minutes of basketball. We've had some troubles of that here of late. Just being able to finish a ball game a little bit better than the way we have. It's been great to get off to a good start. That's what you want. You want to get off to a really good start, but you want to continue that same pace throughout the game. There's going to be times where you might have some letdowns, but for the most part, you got to be flying on all cylinders at all times. Being able to perform at every facet of the game correctly, and you're not going to have your best stuff every night though. In the same token, so it kind of works hand in hand there a little bit. But we've just got to maintain composure, stay confident, and just go out there, play the game the right way, and play it together. And obviously, with the talent that we have, this is going to be a very interesting game. Frankton, you come into 5-2 here on the year. They have some real nice players, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit. But some team stats we would like to take a look at here this evening. Wapahani and Frankton, not too far apart in points per game. Wapahani scores 66 points per game, while Frankton scores 61.6, so might as well say 62 points per game on average. The Raiders give up 59 points, Frankton 48.9, so 49 points. 10-point difference there on the defensive side of the ball. Also, rebounding, a huge key asset here for the Raiders. 26 rebounds per game here for Frankton, 34 for Wapahani. That is extremely crucial in a game like this. If we can get some extra offensive boards to be able to give us some extra opportunities at a basket, that's going to be great, especially on the defensive end as well, to keep them out of the paint there, and hopefully they won't have any more than one opportunity at a basket. Also from beyond the arc, 33% for Frankton, 40% here for the Raiders. Obviously leading the way in that are Evan Roush and Drew Luce. Drew Luce so far here on the season shooting 53% from long range, 18 of 34. Also Evan Roush, 20 of 55, 36% from long range. Those are your two biggest three-point threats here for the Raiders. And then finally, here at the free throw line, 58% here for Frankton, 69% for Wapahani. I don't know if that will necessarily hold true or not. Frankton, again, somehow, just like what LaPel does and other teams do, more or less when the lights come on, and when these two teams get together, things change. Frankton shooting 58% from the field or from the free throw line on the season, but that doesn't mean they're going to come in here and shoot 58% tonight or even 60-some%. That's just it's a whole different ball game when these two teams get together. Three-pointers the same way. They're shooting 33% from beyond the arc as Frankton. Wapahani at 40%. It wouldn't surprise me if both of them are even closer than that at the end of the game. That's just how things work. But really the biggest things here for Wapahani is just start the game well, and then just play a full 32 minutes worth of basketball. Those are just a few of the keys, which we'll finish up here with the finishing touches of our pregame report. But again, these are just some pregame stats to really focus on here tonight. Wanted to make sure and get all you that information. But folks, we'll go ahead and step aside actually here for a quick break. We have roughly about 5 minutes until the national anthem and the starting lineups begin. So we'll go ahead and step aside here for commercial break, and we'll be back here with more Raiders Live pregame presented by the Muncie Dragway right after this break. Alrighty, welcome back here, folks, to the Raiders Live pregame presented by the Muncie Dragway. And really to wrap things up here again for the Raiders, really important key points to take a look at here for Wapahani. Something that I always talk about is defense. We've got to defend here tonight. A full 32 minutes worth of basketball, and even extra if we have to go even further, but we have got to defend. We've got to wreak havoc on this Frankton offense, create turnovers, get pass deflections, contest shots, put tons of pressure on them, and wear them out. Wear them out. Obviously we can get up and down the floor quick, fast, and in a hurry, but obviously Frankton, they like to change things up, throw a press on you, and then a trap. They like to trap you along the sidelines. The main thing is for Wapahani, when they do that, get the ball to the middle. Take the ball, get the ball into the middle part of the court, and then go from there. And especially from the other side of defense, once you do get across half court, Frankton likes to play a zone. Again, the ball has got to get to the middle. We've got to get the ball inside the paint area, preferably drive right down the middle of the paint. And then hopefully that will open up things because the defense will collapse. You can either take the shot, dump it down low, pass it back outside for an open shot. We've got to get the ball to the middle. These days of working the ball to the sidelines ain't necessarily always going to be able to get it for you, especially against teams like this that like to trap the ball along the sidelines. So hopefully we have a great game plan here tonight that's going to be able to provide us to be very successful, and again, attack the basket. Don't be just sitting out there on the three-point line. If the shot opportunity presents itself, then take it. But you want to continue to be aggressive. That's one thing that I've really liked about us, not only this year but even in years past. Yes, we can knock down three-point shots, but it's even better when we take it inside and really take it to those post players, get them in some foul trouble early, and hopefully that will work out in our favor in the end, as hopefully our inside game will only complement our outside game as well. And then rebounding again, Frankton with a 6'7" forward in there again tonight. He averages right around 12.1 points per game, 6 rebounds a game. That's Rylan Detling there for the Frankton Eagles. So you'll see Braxton Davis, Easton Heffernan on him here this evening. They've got to get the block out, and not only them, but everybody. We've got to block out. We've got to get rebounds, get us some extra opportunities even on the offensive end with getting some offensive boards. But cleaning up there, knocking down our free throws. You really want to see 80% or better here tonight from the charity stripe. If we can do that, along with getting after, bringing the intensity on the defensive end for the full 32 minutes and knock down the shots offensively, we're going to be flying on all cylinders here tonight, folks. So we're really looking forward to this one. Hope all of you are going to enjoy tonight's ball game. We'll step aside here for a break, though. Again, this has been the Raiders Live pregame presented by the Muncie Dragway. We got the national anthem and starting lineups, and then tonight's tip-off, again, between the 5-2 Frankton Eagles and your 6-1 Wapahani Raiders. We'll be back with more on the WHS Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, now would you please kindly rise and remove your hats and join junior Haley Mobilius, junior Cameron Curry, and freshman Cade Heffernan in the singing of our national anthem.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the
All righty, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we got the 5-2 Frankton Eagles and the 6-1 Wapahani Raiders. Take a look here at tonight's starting lineups. First here for the Frankton Eagles, number 10, Brayton Kane, number 14, Ethan Bates, number 20, John Hansel, number 30, Caden Key, and number 40, Rylan Detling. Again, the Frankton Eagles are coached by Brent Brobson, assisted by Rex Bonchert and Justin Fisher. Now, ladies and gentlemen, take a look here at the non-starters for your Wapahani Raiders. We'll start off here with number 2, Safani Buck, number 3, Trey Spence, number 4, Justin Ray, as well as number 14. Let's see here. Actually, I'm not sure if he's out there on the floor. Yeah, number 14, Landon Bray. Also number 20, Caleb Smith, number 24, Blake Castor, and number 34, Caleb Henderson. Now for the starters, at one guard, a 5'7" junior, number 10, Evan Roush. Starting at another guard, a 6-foot junior, number 12, Drew Luce. At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 15, Garrett Stanley. At 1 forward, a 6'4" junior, number 22, Braxton Davis. And to round out the order, a 6'4" senior, starting at 4, number 32, Easton Heffernan. Again, the Raiders are coached by Matt Luce, assisted by Chris Willis, Bennett Somerset, as well as Jeff Andrews and Andy Zitgraf. So again, that's tonight's starting lineups. We've got tonight's tip-off coming up live on the WHS Network. So we'll have Braxton Davis tipping things off here for the Raiders. Rylan Detling here for Frankton. And here we go. The Eagles will start off with the first possession of the night. Into the corner to Hansel. Again, this is not a big-time three-point shooting team. Only got a couple guys that can knock down the three, and that's one of them, Brayton Kane from long range. Kane on the season, 8 of 15, 53% from beyond the arc. Loose back here to Stanley, now to Davis on the left side. Handoff once again here to Garrett. And that will be a Raider turnover. And I guess it is the giving season as the Eagles give it right back to us. So one turnover apiece. There's nearing that 1 minute mark into tonight's game. Again, Wapahani 6-1 on the season. Got a couple of wins on Friday night at home here against Westell, and then again on Saturday against Alexandria, as we will have a foul here on the play. This will be on Raider number 32, Easton Heffernan. So that will be his first, team's first, as we will see number 14, Ethan Bates, at the charity stripe here for 2. And the first one up and no good. Bates, a 67% free throw shooter, one of the best on the team. And the second one will be up and good. So inbounded here to Garrett. A 4-0 Frankton lead as the Raiders look to get on the board here. And this one, pass down court here to Luce, takes it in, shots up, and no good. Kind of forced things a little bit right there. Nice hands right there. Stanley will come up with the rebound. Great job of altering a shot, and Stanley marches right down the middle half of the court, but unfortunately couldn't get it to go, as Caden Key will put 2 more points up on the board. And it's a 6-0 Frankton lead early. Caden Key, the guy that just made the layup there, averages 18.7 points a game. Best on the team so far. And another turnover for the Raiders. Give them 3 already. And another layup good. So Brayton King gets the basket. A quick timeout here by the Raiders. And not quite the start you was hoping for here. First and foremost, we just can't even take care of the basketball right now. So we can't even worry about necessarily taking a shot. We've got to take better care of the basketball before we can even dare look for a shot. So got to clean things up there a little bit, but a nice start here for Frankton. No question about that. Got to put some more pressure on them defensively. But right now it really all starts on the offensive end. We're giving up some free buckets here, in large part due to the fast break opportunities that Frankton has had through this first 2 minutes of the game. He's got to settle down, regroup, and get back after it here. Just because they're out to an 8-0 lead doesn't mean that's an instant W there for the Eagles. We've just got to start playing some better basketball. Loose up top, backs him down. Now over here to Roush. Stanley here on the left wing. Again, got to be aggressive. Take the ball to the basket. Another steal right there. Key for 2 and good. Which this is quite surprising here. From Wapahani's standpoint, we usually take better care of the basketball. As we're going to have a foul underneath again. Frankton averages 14.7 steals a game. The Raiders not too far behind them at 13.4, so they're more than capable of making a steal, but it's kind of surprising again that the Raiders have not done a better job of just taking better care of the basketball here so far, as the first one is up and no good here for Stanley. Garrett's been mostly money all season long here from the charity stripe. Last game he had a little bit of issues down the stretch, knocking some down. But stuff like that happens, unfortunately. So the Raiders get on the board, a 10-1 lead now for Frankton. And Detling with a wide open 2. And pass deflected out of bounds. Put a few more seconds back up here on the clock as we will see Safani Buck and Trey Spence in here for the first time of the night. Inbounded here to Drew. 3-pointer up, off the mark. As Bates will clean up on the boards. Luce takes the steal and can't put it back in. Bounced around a couple times, and that's going to be out of bounds off of Frankton. Off of Wapahani. So right now we can't even get a layup to go. So we've had some good looks here the last few possessions. That was a moving screen all day long, and I didn't call it. No good there. Heffernan with the rebound. Let's see if we can put something together here. That was a hold, and they still didn't get the foul called, and now an offensive foul called on the Raiders. Unbelievable. That should have been a hold along the left side over there on Hatzel. No call was made, so Luce will pick up his first, team second. And right now, this game is going so quickly. For Wapahani's sake, we might want to just slow things down here a little bit. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself, because right now Frankton's been playing at a fast-paced game. We've got to make sure and play a little bit smarter here. All right, so a timeout was taken. It seems like I guess some of the tempers have flared already on both sides, which that makes it just a little bit more fun and interesting. So now 4 timeouts each to last both teams for the rest of the night. Kind of knew coming into this game, though. It's going to be one of those classic battles again. You know, tempers flare, people say things, people do things. That's just whatever. Just got to let it go. Key over here to Hatzel, guarded heavily there by Safani Buck. Back cut and layup there for Kane. All right, Spence over to Buck here in the corner, back up top. Raiders got to get something going here. You're down 13 points early in this one. Back out here to Buck, now to Spence once again. I was going to say, that's out of bounds. He threw that off the bottom of the backboard. Thank you very much. I think we've managed to see that 2 times in as many games. You hardly ever see that. But he threw the ball up in the air, hit the bottom of the backboard, which ends up being a turnover. So Davis back in for Heffernan. Outside here to Trey. Takes it in. Shot there from the elbow will be up and good. So that's nice and refreshing to see. Hopefully we can see a little bit more of that here. And there's another turnover. Loose for the shot, up and no good. And a wide open Bates down low. So Bates now with 3 points, a 16-3 lead for the Eagles. Stanley takes it in, dishes it back to Trey. Shots up from the elbow, up, no good. A battle for the basketball. Loose will come away with it. Can't get the bucket to go. Now bounced around a couple more times. And a foul called on the Raiders. I'm not even going to go through the plethora of fouls that should have been called, whatever. That's not my place to say. It is what it is. You got to play through adversity here. And another timeout by the Raiders. And we'll take a timeout here with them. 18-3 Eagles lead. We'll be back right after the break. All righty, welcome back here, folks, to the Stoops Automotive Group game break. Again, the Raiders down by 15. We have managed to only put 3 points up on the board through the first 2 minutes and some change, or pardon me, nearly 6 minutes and some change. But it has not went good here for the Raiders to start off. No question about that. But there's still plenty of time in the game, but we've got to pick it up here a little bit. Key for three. Right there, that would have been a perfect opportunity. Just go up into him. We're shying away from the contact. And that's going to be thrown into the stands for a souvenir. But we're shying away from the contact a little too much now. There's been a lot of times, though, in this game where we haven't shied away from the contact and nothing's been called. That's neither here or there. You still got to do your thing. And a foul called. So Luce will head to the line for three. As the foul will be called on number 20, John Hatzel, his first team second. So Luce will head to the line for three. And the first one will be up and good for Drew. Second free throw, up and good as well. So in we'll see Evan Roush coming to the ball game. He'll sub in for Trey Spence, so some productive minutes there for Trey. And the third one, final one up and good as well. So 3 for 3 from the line there for Drew. Inches us a little bit closer. Now we've got to get some stops. We've had some opportunities. We've created some stops, but now we just got to translate that into some points here on the offensive end. And a foul on the floor. It's going to be on number 2, Safani Buck. That's his first. Team's third, as we'll see Will Watley and number 3, Andrew Hartley. And the ball game now for Frankton. Got to put a few more seconds back up on the clock here. 49 to go. And Hatzel with an easy 2. So aggressive take there by Drew. And another one of those unfortunate fouls here on Luce will be his second, team's fourth. Okay, I guess that's actually a team's fifth. Outside here, Hartley for 3, no good. And jump ball possession, arrow favors Wapahani. Stanley back over here to Luce. Stanley for 2. And it's good. So that will be the end of the first quarter. 23-8 score. It's not been the greatest, but hey, chipping away, trying to get yourself back into things. You're not going to get all back at one time. Just got to keep getting after it. 23-8 after one. We'll be back right after this break. Folks, welcome back here live on the WHS Network. Again, Brandon Orvilius alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. A 23-8 lead as we enter the second quarter here for the Frankton Eagles. And what has been just just a balance of everything, unfortunate luck. We've had some shots, kind of go in and out for us defensively. We've not been as spot on as I'm sure that we would have hoped to this point, but you can correct some of those things. But offensively, we've got to get it going. Braxton Davis for three and gets the friendly bounce to go. So that's a start, that's for sure. We'll take that every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Now a 14-point lead. Now if we can just clamp down on the defense. Got to communicate, got to talk, make sure that we're calling out everything. Screens, everything, contesting shots, getting to some deflections here. We've got to put some more pressure up on them. Three-pointer here by Kane off the mark, falls right into the hands of Davis. That's his first rebound of the night. Shot up there by Trey Spence for two. Hartley down low, and that's going to be out of bounds off the Eagles. So this is the way we should have been playing all along. And, like I said, some things you can help, some things you can't. But so far, so good here to begin this second quarter. Now we've just got to continue this pace. That's a reach-in foul. They made the call. And it's going to be on number 20, Hatzel. His second, team's third. So Raider ball out of bounds here. 6:29 to play here in the first half. Raiders now down by 12. Trying to chip away at the lead, and Trey Spence again for two. So 6 points now for Trey. He's got the Raiders are going here. And a foul called will be on Garrett Stanley. Looks to be. And it will be. So that will be his first, team's sixth. And a wide open Hatzel. And down low where everybody is, you think somebody would have potentially picked that up, but unfortunately that didn't happen right there. Stanley creates some space outside here to Spence. Thought about it. Now in the corner for two, no good. Hatzel with the rebound. And here come the Eagles the other way. Hartley back to Kane, now over here to Detley. So a foul underneath. We'll see who the foul is going to be called on here. Hatzel will head to the line for two shots. So the foul will be on Stanley, his second, team's seventh. So now Frankton in the bonus as the first one will be up and good. Hatzel, a 50% free throw shooter. Second free throw will be up and good as well. So 6 points now for John Hatzel of the Eagles. 29-15, Spence over to Davis. Back out here to Luce. Can't get that one to go, so we're trying to create opportunities. Continuing to be aggressive, but things just not falling for us underneath the basket. Heffernan all the way back out here to Spence once again as the Raiders trying to find a way to put some points up on the board here in this possession. Luce takes it in and still no call. All right. So I guess Drew just threw the ball out of bounds. Hartley up top to Kane. Off the mark there. Davis corrals the rebound. His second one of the night. Come on, fellas. Loose from the free throw line. Still can't find a shot. Kane over here to Hatzel, now down low to Detling. And he'll lose the handle on it. That's going to be the 7th turnover now for Frankton. But then we give it right back to him. Those are the things we can't afford to happen. So Buck and Stanley back in for the Raiders. Knocked out of the hand, Safani Buck. Now Roush takes it inside, shots up and good. That would have been nice to have an and one right there, but nevertheless, Roush for his first 2 points of the night. 8 turnovers now for Frankton. Kane back up top, here's Bates. Kane now in the corner, here's that's Key from deep. So Key now with 12 points. And Stanley with a 2-point bucket. So again, we'll take the points. Just got to continue to get stops here on defense. Find yourself down here by 13. Again, a lot of time to go. And fouled on the play will be Detling. So the foul here on Davis be his first. Team's 8th. And the first one will be up and no good. Second for Detling will be up and good. So Detling now 5 points on the night. Hand off to Stanley. Takes it inside, shots up, and angles his way through the defense. You gotta love that. Garrett Stanley now with 7 on the night, and the Raiders again within 12. Bates now over near the half-court line, and that's going to be picked off. Stanley off to the races. Layup will be up and good. And now a timeout taken here by the Eagles. got to keep continuing to fight. Continue to fight. Continue to claw your way back into this. You're within striking distance, down by 10 here with 2:03 in the first half. We'll stick right here with you during the timeout. Again, I've continued to reiterate, has it been pretty? No, it has not been so far. Some of it hasn't necessarily been our fault. We've continued to be aggressive, take the ball to the basket. Things haven't worked out the way that we hoped for. It is what it is. You can't control what's happened in the first part of the game. You can only control what happens now and what could happen throughout the rest of the ball game. So you've got to set the tone here. We're trying to get ourselves back into it. We haven't really had many three-point shots at all in this game. Usually, probably by now, I'd imagine we've already taken maybe 5 to 10 three-point shots. I think maybe we've shot 1 or 2 at the most. But that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to hit threes to keep yourself in a game and win a game. You've just got to chip away and play some defense. We started to see that more and more as the games went along here, but we've just got to continue that. Continue to fight and find your way through this game when things aren't going quite your way. Get back on track. Key takes it, finds Detling on the outside. Trying to find Hartling there on the back cut. Detling for 3. Well off the mark there. Buck with the rebound and tipped out of bounds off of Frankton. So Safani gets his first rebound of the night, and I'll tell you what, really love his defense. I mean, he is obviously kind of everywhere every game anyway. You can see him on one side of the court and beat it down on the other end, lickety-split. And that's what you like. You know, you got to have those guys in there that's got to give you that extra boost of energy and create some disruption on the defensive end. A near turnover there. Spence got away with one as that was deflected out of bounds off of Frankton. And back in we'll see Ethan Bates here of the Eagles. So the Raiders right now have Roush, Buck, Stanley, Heffernan, and Spence. Garrett with the ball up top. Looks to take it inside. Outside here to Buck. Thought about it. Now to Heffernan for 2. No good. Rebounded there by Bates. It's not a bad shot there by Heffernan. Key for another 3. And another splash. Key 34% from the three-point line. As Garrett Stanley have fouled here on the play, he'll see 2 shots coming his way as a foul be on Brayton Kane, his second, team's 4th. Got to knock these babies down right here. And the first one's up and no good. Second one of 2 for Stanley will be up and good. So we'll take it, 1 for 2. That just got you 1 point closer. So now Wapahani down by 12, under a minute to go. Key in the corner, all the way back over here to the other side to Kane. And that was a trip there on Buck. So it'll be his second. Team's 9th. So Bates will head to the line for the 1-and-1. First one will be up, off the mark, no good. So Spence crowns the rebound, first one of the night. And the Raiders will have the last shot of the quarter. Let's end this on a high note. You're down by 12. Let's get it within 9 or 10 here. Gonna have to take a shot, three-pointer up, and it's good! From downtown, Evan Roush with the three-point bucket, and the Raiders are within 9 at the half. That will hopefully be what the Raiders need to get back into this thing. A heck of a shot there by Evan Roush. So 36-27 as the Eagles lead it at the half. We'll step aside here for a break. And we'll be back here with more on our halftime report live on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
When you need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
All right, welcome back here, folks, live on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again, we appreciate all you for joining us here this evening as, again, the Raiders down by 9 here at the half. Not bad, I guess, considering the way things have been through the first half. We haven't been able to find anything on offense. As the second quarter went along, though, we started finding ourselves a little bit more. I think we nearly put up close to 20 points there in that second quarter. Much better. We've just got to continue to chip away and stay grounded. You know, sometimes you get caught up into the, I guess, the pace of the game and getting overly, I guess, aggressive and start making maybe some uncanny passes or taking some shots maybe that we shouldn't be taking. So we've done a much better job here, again, right there in the second quarter, of just settling down, knocking down our shots, getting some, really opening ourselves up here a little bit more as well. Before, we really couldn't give ourselves an opportunity to knock down any shots because we couldn't take any. The defense was just absolutely stifling us on offense to where we couldn't get any good looks. And now we've opened the floor up a little bit more. Worked the ball inside. Garrett Stanley has continued to do a nice job. Drew Luce, we've seen him take the ball inside just not been successful. Garrett leads the team right now with 10 points. Drew, though, only with 3 points. And again, it's not from a lack of trying, because Drew's continued to work his tail off, and the rest of these guys have worked their tails off. That's just, unfortunately, things haven't fell for us, especially inside the paint. We've had some good looks down there, just never rolled off the rim or whatever the case might be. That's just basketball. That's the way things go, unfortunately. But again, as the way things have went, you have 7 turnovers here in the first half. We've created 8. So Frankton with 8 turnovers here in the first half. We've done a much better job defensively, creating more opportunities for ourselves. Rebounding overall hasn't been too bad. Maybe I'd like to see us do a little bit better on the defensive end, especially to where it's keeping them off of the boards and giving them extra opportunities. And even on the offensive end as well, shot goes up, we got to crash the boards. Got to crash the boards and get some extra chances for us to hopefully put some points on the board and get us, again, keep us within striking distance. You're down by 9 points right now. That's not too bad. And so now you build off of what you've been able to provide here in the second half. You build off of that, gain confidence from it, and take it to them here in the second half. You got to leave it all out there on the court. And I like, from the standpoint of the way we've played, from the hard. We've played hard. We've continued to stay aggressive. We've stayed together, stayed the course when things haven't went our way, and we need to see more of that even here in the second half. Stick together and not shy away from some of the adversity that we've seen throughout this game so far. Some stats to take a look at here. If you're Wapahani, Garrett Stanley, again, like I mentioned, leading the way with 10 points and a rebound. Also, Trey Spence, he's really came up big here, coming off the bench this evening. Again, 6 points, 1 rebound. He's continuing to get his feet wet, but we've really liked what we've seen here from him so far. Evan Roush, 5 points, a big three-pointer to end the first half right there to get the Raiders a little bit closer. Also, Braxton Davis and Drew Luce with 3 points each. And again, Drew has had opportunities, just things aren't falling for him. There's a lot of contact involved. That obviously, can deflect some opportunities as well. And again, you do have to credit their defense. Frankton has played some pretty good defense here to frustrate us and to be able to not allow us to be able to knock down some of these shots. So we just got to continue to play our game, continue to stay aggressive, work the ball inside, and hopefully that will open up something on the outside and get us going. But it is, the great way to end the first half right there. Hopefully we use that as some confidence and a little bit of a morale booster into the second half and go from there. But considering, the way things have been, you're only down by 9 points. I'd say if you're Wapahani right now, you better be licking your chops and be ready to continue to work. Get to work, stay your course there, and continue to work together and see what we can muster together and hopefully get a victory here tonight. But you're down by 9. We'll step aside here for a break. We got 2 minutes to go until the start of the second half. We'll be back with more right after this.
Stop on in at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Payne in the 1901 East Memorial Drive. in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality.
Alrighty, folks, here we are back with the third quarter live from the WHS Network on YouTube.com. And we appreciate you all for joining us here on this Tuesday night. We got some more upcoming games for us tomorrow night. We'll be right back out here from Raider Gymnasium as the Wapahani Lady Raiders will be taking on the Winchester Lady Golden Falcons. JV start time of 6 o'clock varsity game to follow, so we'll be live on the air probably right around 7:20, 7:30, somewhere around in that area tomorrow night. So if you get the opportunity, watch us on here. That'd be great. Or come on out, support the Lady Raider basketball team. We'll look forward to tomorrow night's game. But first things first, the Raiders getting back after it here to open up the third quarter, down by 9. And let's see what we can get together here. Spins here at the top. Finds loose in the corner. Three-pointer up. No good. Battle for the basketball there, and Key will come away with it. And a takeaway. So now we've got to utilize that opportunity. Get a steal and a blocking foul called. Key was already falling down before Spence even got to him. So Key will pick up his first, team's first of the half. So again, Spence at the line shooting 2. The Raiders were 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the first half, as the first one will be up and good here for Trey. And the second will be up and good as well, finding the bottom of the net. Nicely done. So Trey now with 8 points. Wapahani within 7. That's Kane on the left side, now back over to Bates. Hatzel finds Bates, now swung back over to Kane. He's got to stay defensively solid here. Shots up, no good. Davis with the rebound, and back come the Raiders the other way. Again, you got you stop. Now let's put some more points on the board. Spence gets it deflected away from him, gathers it, shots up, and good. So far it has been the Trey Spence show. Kane nearly turned it over, swung to Key, takes it inside, shots up in the corner. No good, loose with a rebound. Got to keep getting after it, fellas. Got to keep getting after it. Stanley hands it off to Trey. Thought about it. Takes it inside, and a reach-in foul will be called on the Frankton defender. And it's going to be on number 10, Brayton Kane. That'll be his third, team second of the half. And a tip pass, not a very good pass, but nobody got open. And a foul underneath. So 2 wrongs, unfortunately, did not make a right. With the turnover and then the foul here, the foul on number 12, Drew Luce, his third. Team's first of the half. And Hatzel good with the first one. 7 now on the night here for John Hatzel. Second one up and no good. Luce corrals the rebound. His 5th one of the night. We're looking for him to get some shots here. Oh boy, nearly went in. Great defense there from Stanley. Key now for 3, no good. Spins, takes the shot from the elbow. No good, rebounded by Bates. Here come the Eagles, leading by 8. Back up top, now swung over here to Kane. Detling got it denied right there by Trey Spence. Again, just keeping the hands straight up in the air. So Safani Buck back into the Raider lineup. Stanley right down the middle, gets it deflected away from him again. You know, and you can kind of tell what he's going to do. Tipped and deflected. That's going to be out of bounds off of Wapahani. Garrett might want to disguise that a little bit more, maybe even change directions or just continuing to go straight, because he takes it inside and he likes to use that spin move, and they know when it's going to happen, and then they just tip the ball right out from underneath him. So you might want to change that up a little bit more. The team starts seeing that too much. They pick up on it. And unfortunately, he's getting some turnovers, unfortunately, here on him. So Davis collects there with another rebound. Spence now to Roush. Takes it inside, shots up, and rattles in and out, no good. And now Key for 2. So a 5-0 run here by Frankton. Timeout taken here by the Raiders. We'll take a timeout here with them, 41-31. Eagles lead here, 3:50 to play in the third quarter. We'll be back after the break. Okay, so with the timeout over with, again, the Raiders down by 10. You have 2 timeouts left, Frankton with 3. Stanley takes it inside, off the back iron, no good. Buck with the rebound. Davis, 3, up and finds the bottom of the net. So the offensive board there by Buck gets Braxton Davis a 3-point opportunity. And now the Raiders back within 7. Hatzel for 2 and rattles that one good. Stanley back over to Buck, back to him here with 3 minutes to go, under 3 minutes to go. And Stanley stays with it, can't get it to go, and now fouled. So a couple of offensive rebounds and a foul here on Hatz will be his third, team's third of the half. Will send Garrett to the line shooting 2. This right here is where we've got to make our comeback. We have to start knocking down our free throws. First one's up and good. We've done pretty good of that here throughout the game so far. But you got to continue that. That's the only way we're essentially going to help ourselves get back into this. Not only that, but getting some offensive rebounds helps. As Stanley finagles his way through the defense again after the offensive board there by Heffernan, the second rebound of the night. Hartley now finds Detling, looks to drive baseline, and that's a turnover. Stanley going to motor down court. Takes it in, shots up, and it's good. And now the lead down to 4. Hartley for 3. In and out, no good. Stanley with the rebound, and the foul's called on the Eagles. Yes. So the foul on Caden Key, his second. Team's fourth, as Luce will come back in here for Stanley. Way to put the team on your back and get it within 4 here. It takes everybody, not just one person. Let's hope that some momentum put together here is going to lead to even bigger and better things, as we'll have a foul here on Key. Blocking foul, his third, team's fifth. So Roush to inbound to Luce. Shots up, no good. And again, Drew still unable to get it to go. I know it's got to be extremely frustrating for him, but you just got to continue to get after it. Some point in time, that shot's going to fall, and other shots will fall. You've just got to continue to shoot. Stay confident and stay aggressive. Kane will be fouled on the shot, I guess. Yeah, they're saying that it's on the shot. Man, looked like it was before, but hey, they said it was during the shot, so alrighty. Fouls on Safani Buck, his third, team second of the half, as Kane is off of the first one. And again, I mentioned our pregame report, this is not that great of a free throw shooting team. 58% from the charity stripe. That's not very good. Now, Wapahani 69%. I wouldn't necessarily say that's great, but at least that's better. We'll take it. So Kane knocks down that second one there, gives him 8 points on the night. Stanley back over here to Luce. Back up top, here's Heffernan. Finds Garrett. Three-pointer up, no good for Davis. Buck with another offensive board. And now a turnover. And double dribble called on the Eagles. Oh boy, I don't know about that one, but we're about due for a break, so we'll take that. Thank you very much. So we turned it over, and then they gave it right back to us. Again, I said it's the giving season, and then we gave it right back to them again. Giving away possessions, you can't afford to do that, especially when you're trying to play from behind here. Got to have another defensive stand. Hartley cross court to Key for 3. Off the mark, Luce with the rebound. Slow it up and hold for the last shot. The Raiders down by 5. We can get it within 2. Gotta love the heart and the fight and the grit shown here by the Raiders tonight. We've continued to fight through adversity. Got to continue to fight some more. Stanley takes it in. Shots up, and it's good. And that will end the third quarter. And the Raiders only now down by 3. Things are getting a little interesting around Raider country here, ladies and gentlemen. Stay in tune here with the fourth quarter live here on the WHS Network. All right, folks, it's crunch time. Fourth quarter, 44-41, Frankton leads. And the Eagles will start off with the basketball to open up the fourth. The Raiders have continued to fight and continue to fight. We just got to continue to fight some more. Got this game down within 3. I'll make that now 5 as Kane gets that 2-point bucket to go. Spence here at the top. Hands it off here to Luce. Takes it in now. Buck here on the corner. Now up top here to Stanley once again. Finds an open Trey Spence, and it's money from downtown. Trey Spence with a big 3 there, and the Raiders are now within 2. Hartley now to Dentling along the baseline. Shots up, and he's going to be fouled there by Davis. So Davis will pick up his second, team's third of the half. So again, Dentling at the line shooting 2. He's a 40% free throw shooter. And the first one's up and good. Second free throw by Dentling will be up, and it will be good. So I guess that 40% maybe ain't true to form after all, I suppose. Knocks both of those down and gives the Eagles a 4-point lead. Spence with a shot from the elbow. Man, oh man. Spence on fire right now. 15 points. Key will find Dentling along the baseline, double teamed. Now back to Key once again, and now he'll find Kane. Hatzel out to Key, thought about the 3. And Luce alters the shot, no foul called. Nice defense there from Drew, just keeping the hand straight up in the air, altering the shot. Here we go, Spence again, now over to Buck. Stanley outside, Trey for 3, off the mark. Deflected, and that's going to be out of bounds off the Eagles. Safani Buck with the Heart and Hustle award right there. Didn't even have a shot in potentially getting that ball, and somehow Safani Buck gets it done again. Hand off to Trey. And now back out to Stanley. Let's see what we can work up here 2-point lead for Frankton. Stanley, a little step back. Takes it inside, trying to dump it down low, and it's going to be out of bounds off the Eagles again. Man, I'll tell you what, if we hit a big three right here, this place is going to erupt. And I might erupt right along with them, but Spence with the 2-point bucket, and this game is tied. Spence now with 17 points. So the way things looked there in the first half, things didn't look too good for us. But as I mentioned, we keep fighting and clawing our way back into this thing. And I guess I didn't stop the clock earlier because I have 4:50 and it's actually 5:13. My goodness gracious. Sorry about that, folks. So the foul there on Garrett Stanley, his third, team's fourth. And Detling good with the first one. Tell you what, I guess these stats must be misleading or something. 40% free throw shooter coming into tonight's game, and he's knocked down all 4 of his free throws tonight. But hey, that's nothing surprising to us. So a timeout taken here by, looks like here by Wapahani. So they will only have one timeout left through the next 5:13 to play here in regulation. We would like to thank some of our sponsors here this evening. Again, the Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC dealership located at 4055 West Clara Lane in Muncie, Indiana. Stoops has a wide variety of brand new and pre-owned vehicles at quality brand names. If you have an interest in a vehicle, would like to know more information about one, contact Stoops at 765-288-1903 and also visit their online website at stoopsauto.com. Again, that is Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC dealership. Stoops is driven to be the best. Also a special thanks to Tom Cherry Mufflers, located at 321 West 8th Street in Muncie, Indiana. Since 1946, Tom Cherry Mufflers has taken care of your exhaust, brakes, shocks, struts, and mufflers. So if you want the underneath of your vehicle to be looked at, make sure to stop on in there at Tom Cherry Mufflers. No appointment needed, so here you coming. Out of the timeout, the Raiders again with one timeout left, Frankton with 3, and it's a 2-point Eagles lead with 5:13 to play in regulation. Stanley takes it in, finds loose in the corner, 3-pointer up, no good. So, unfortunately, Luce has had that shot a couple different times throughout the game, just unfortunately still will not fall for him. You're going to have nights like that. But everyone else has really chipped in and played exceptional. Hatzel takes it in, now back out to Kane with 4:30 to play. Kane swings it to Hartley. And again, Frankton's not in any kind of hurry. They're playing with a 2-point lead here. So there's no reason to rush anything there if you're them. Hartley back to Hatzel. Now Key in the corner. Good defense here by the Raiders and discipline as well. Be big time if we could get us a stop right here. Oh, man. Foul called. And that's going to be on Braxton Davis, his third. Team's fifth. So both teams now have 5 fouls apiece. And you got Detling out the line that's been absolute money. And the first one will be up and good. Second free throw here by Detling will be up and good as well. That's just remarkable. He's made 6 free throws all year. 6 for 14. And he's, I think, made 6 of them tonight. Up top here to Buck. Now he'll find Garrett Stanley. Takes it in. And a little bit of trouble there, but not shying away from the contact. That is what sets everything aside. Being able to continue to take it to the defense. Speaking of which, Key does exactly the same thing right there. And a reach-in foul called on number 20, Hatzel, his 4th. Team 6th. So Spence will come back into the Raider lineup here for Evan Roush. Wapahani down by 4. Inbounded to Heffernan. Spence for 2 and good! So Spence will head to the line for one more. Goodness! So the foul on Hatzel, that's his 5th, and he gone. So now the Raiders in the bonus with Spence out the line for one more to complete the 3-point play, and he does. $20 points off the bench here for Trey Spence. Hartley, skip pass all the way across court to Bates. Well, heck, they're just throwing the ball across court right there. Surely to goodness we can pick off one of those. Got to stand your ground. Heffernan got the defensive stop right there, but unfortunately nobody there to rebound except for Detling. So the foul on Heffernan. So Detling again at the line, shooting 2. So Heffernan picks up his 2nd, team's 6th, as the first one is up and good. And the second free throw up and good. Eight for 8 as Rylan Detling. Right now looking like the best free throw shooter on the team. Stanley finds Spence. Thought about it, now back outside. Here we go. Again here with 1:52 to play in regulation. Oh boy, Heffernan thought about it. He wanted it. Loose for 2. No good. Spence with the rebound and a putback. Is there anything that he can't do? Kane here on the right side, back up top to Key. Tell you what, going back and forth like that might make the people at home sick. 1-point lead for the Eagles. And it's going to be an over and back violation. And it's going to be Raider ball. And the Frankton fans have now officially blown the stack. So now what do? You hold for the last shot. You're in the bonus. Stanley takes it in, back out here to Roush, and we turn it over. And Key for 2. Oh, goodness. So the timeout taken here by Frankton. We'll take a timeout here with them, folks. 29 seconds to play. We'll be back after this. .29 seconds to play in regulation, folks. The Raiders with the basketball, down by 3. Stanley with the ball, over here to Spence, back to Garrett once again. Come on, fellas. Right here. And out of bounds off of Frankton. We'll put one more second back on the clock. 11 seconds to go. And the nerves are starting to set in. Loose for 3. No good. And there's 0.5 seconds left. So the foul was on Roush. That's his first. And no good. So the final score here this evening, folks, the Frankton Eagles defeat your Wapahani Raiders 58-55. Frankton now improves to 6-2 on the year. Wapahani falls to 6-2 on the year. And wow, what a game. What a game. The Raiders battled back. We did not have a very good first quarter whatsoever. But really, after that first quarter, we started kicking it into high gear and continued to fight. That's what I really liked about this evening. Yeah, I know we came up short, but we continued to fight. I think we was nearly down by 20 points. Nearly down by 20 points on your home floor. And we found a way to get back into it, tied the game a couple times. Unfortunately, this came up a little bit short here tonight. So, folks, we'll step aside here for a break, and we'll be back here with more on our post-game report live on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
All right, welcome back here, folks, live on the WHS Network on YouTube.com here with the post-game report. And unfortunately, again, like I said, the Raiders on the unfortunate side of the scoreboard here this evening. But, man, I tell you what, though, we gave ourselves a good chance, didn't we? You know, the fight that we shown throughout the entire ball game was just absolutely exceptional. Now, obviously, you don't play games just to fight. You play games to win. Along with that, we did come up a little bit short. I understand that, but man, I tell you what, we had some guys really come out here and play hard for us. You know, everybody, throughout the whole entire lineup, 1 through 7 or 8 that played. That it was really, really neat to see these guys continue to fight through adversity as the game went along. And, even though it wasn't the way we had hoped it, or even drew it up, we continued to get after it. And we, like I said, we had the game tied a couple times throughout the second half there, especially there in the third and fourth quarter. We gave ourselves a chance to win. That's all that matters. We gave ourselves a chance to win, nearly had it. I don't know, right there within, what was it, the last 40 seconds or so, 30, 40 seconds in the game, when we was able to create the turnover, the over and back, I thought maybe we was going to hold for the last shot. We was only down by 1 point at that time. It was 56-55. I don't know if that would have worked out or not. It's hard to say. But right there in that situation, like I said, you're only down by 1 point. You was in the bonus, so if somehow you can get the ball inside, create a foul potentially, and send yourself to the line and give yourself a chance, and to where you're not giving Frankton, much more than 5 to 10 seconds at the very most. But still, that was, that's, tough either way to say. But still a hard-fought game here on both sides, no question about that. But especially for Wapahani, we was getting it handed to us. I'll just be brutally frank with you. We was getting our backsides handed to us there throughout the first quarter. Found our way back in the second quarter, put up nearly 20 points in the second quarter, fought our way back. And, really, like I said, you take away from the first quarter and take what we got in the second, third, and fourth, it's night and day between the two different types of games that we played. And that's because we made a change. And the way that we was doing things and going about our business, and what we was doing was working. And, now, again, granted, Frankton did play some good defense. They did. They made it hard on us. But we in return try to make it as hard as on them as much as possible. And I feel that we did a much better job, especially on the defensive end here tonight. Again, aside from the first quarter, defense wasn't very good. Offense wasn't very good. We couldn't get anything going. We could have just packed up shop and we didn't. So that is a plus for us. That definitely shows the kind of character that we have. You like what we, the kind of fight that we've shown throughout the game there. But man, oh man, I tell you what, one guy that I can't say enough about here this evening. Well, really two guys. Trey Spence and Garrett Stanley. Both guys took the team and put them on their back. Things weren't going good here for Drew tonight. Drew Luce ended up finishing with 3 points. He just had an off night. There was a lot of opportunities. Yes, had some really great looks at the basket. Had some great shots. So it wasn't like he was just shooting shots just to shoot them. These were good quality shots. They just weren't falling for him. And you're going to have nights like that. So one thing I would definitely say to Drew is, don't get flustered. As easy as it is, and I know it's disappointing. I'm sure of it. But just keep shooting the basketball. That's what he did. It just wasn't falling for him tonight. Perfect example, 3 points. I don't know of the last time that he was held to, in between 5 and 0 points, or even below 10, for that matter. And I don't know if it was necessarily anything that the defense was doing. They did do a solid job, but just shots weren't falling for him. But maybe where he wasn't able to get it to go, other guys were. Like I said, you had Trey Spence finish the night here with 22 points, 2 rebounds. Coming back from injury, he's still, healing and stuff like that, but with the back brace he's got on, it allows him to play. But man, he was big tonight. Coming off the bench and being able to do what he did was absolutely exceptional. Garrett Stanley had another great night, 19 points, 4 rebounds. Another guy that took the team, put him on his back, and said, hey, let's go. And the guys went. And we went, and we nearly had it. We was right there. And, but everybody from, and it wasn't just Spence and Stanley. Everybody contributed so much. Safani Buck and Easton Heffernan had some really great hustle plays, got some key rebounds. Braxton Davis, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Yeah, we're used to that. 13, 15 points and 12 to 15 rebounds. But, he still contributed. He did a great job. And defense, he was working hard down low, him and Heffernan both. It is what it is. But he still had a great game. Maybe not statistically up to where he normally is, but he still had a fantastic game. You look at Evan Roush, he had that big 3 right there at the end of the first half, which was crucial, I think, for the Raiders because it gave us a little bit of momentum and some positivity as well. We was kind of falling on hard times, and that really helped us, I think. It ended the second quarter on a high note. We had a much better second quarter, and that topped everything off going into the half. So that was big for us then. But you just can't say enough about each one of these guys that came in. They fought. They continued to battle as the game went along, and they nearly pulled it off, but just came up a few points short. But I'm sure this won't be the only time we'll see these guys this year. I have a pretty good feeling about that. So hopefully we can pay them back. We'll see what happens. But, much respect there to the Eagles. Great team over there, very well coached. They had a very good game here tonight. It was just right there in the closing seconds. Some key free throws. I will add this. Some key free throws made here this evening by Rylan Detling there of the Eagles. And I said this a couple different times throughout especially throughout the fourth quarter. He was 4 of 16 from the free throw line on the season. That is 40%. Not very good. No reason to sugarcoat it. That's not very good at all. But he came into this game at that, only knocking down 6 of 14. In this game alone, he hit 10. 10 free throws. That is just absolutely remarkable. Or actually, no, not 10 free throws, 8 free throws, pardon me. So he was 8 for 8. So he hit more free throws in this game than what he has all season combined through the first 7 games. Essentially, he was the game saver right there. But Caden Key was huge as the game went along. He was a big time player for him. Right around close to 30 points, 25, 30 points there for Key on the night. Averages 18.7, so he did his normal thing. So he was a key asset coming in, ended up continuing to play that key asset. Detling was the second guy in command, so to speak. He took charge as the game was coming to a close there, knocking down some big free throws. So kudos there to the Eagles here tonight. The Raiders nearly had you, very, very close, but came up just a tad bit short. But, folks, we do want to say a big thank you to all of our sponsors here this evening. As band director Kevin Van Note bringing us up a little treat here tonight. Thank you, sir. But we would like to thank our sponsors here this evening: Jones Auto Body, Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC Dealership, University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle DDS, B. Joseph Davis, Attorney at Law, the Muncie Dragway, FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors, Ted Cook and Joanne Davis, the Barn Lot, Tom Cherry Mufflers, and the Liberty Perry Alumni Association, and as well as our very good friends out there at Harris Chapel Church and Pastor Jim Ballinger and his wife Janie. Appreciate him, and we appreciate all of them for everything that they do for us, and we appreciate all of you out there for watching us here this evening. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. I know that wasn't quite the result we was hoping for, but still a great game. It was still a fantastic game on a really nice Tuesday night of Raider basketball. So again, we appreciate all you for watching us. We'll be back at it tomorrow night with Wapahani Lady Raider basketball as they will be taking on the Winchester Lady Golden Falcons. We'll have that one live on the air right around 7:20, 7:30, somewhere around in there. So make sure to watch us. Come on out, support the Lady Raider basketball team. And then we'll get into more information tomorrow night because we got some upcoming games throughout the Christmas break that we got here going in next week. But, again, like I said, we'll get into those games tomorrow night. But, again, final score here, the Frankton Eagles defeat your Wapahani Raiders 58-55. Raiders now 6-2 on the season. We'll be back at it tomorrow night, folks. We appreciate you all for watching. I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow night right back here on the WHS Network. Have a great night, folks.